I want you now, just for this moment, to set aside what the senses whisper and imagine that the entire universe, from the stars above to the ground beneath your feet, is conspiring for your good. Every seeming delay, every closed door, every silence where you hoped for an answer, all of it, a hidden blessing clothed in shadows. Neville once said, "Your assumption, if persisted in, will harden into fact." This is not a hopeful wish. This is law, unseen, unbreakable, always at work. Behind the curtain of appearances, behind the facts your senses feed you, your persistent assumption writes the script. You see, what you believe in secret, what you accept in feeling, that is what life must mirror back to you. And when you act as though it is already done, the world obeys. A woman once came to Neville, worn thin by life's denials. She said, "I pray, I affirm, I visualize, but nothing changes. What am I missing?" Neville once said, "You stand as the one who lacks. You hope instead of knowing. Reverse it. Live from the end. Feel the relief now." And when she stopped asking and began assuming, the doors opened. Her health transformed, her love returned. But more than that, her inner world grew peaceful, certain, still, and the outer world, ever faithful, rearranged itself in her favor. So I ask you now, what are you assuming when life appears to withhold? When the money doesn't show, when the door stays shut, when the answer feels far, do you stand in the old story of lack, or do you remember who you are? Neville once said, "Man is all imagination, and God is man, and exists in us and we in him." This is not poetry. It is the engine behind your reality. When you accept that you are imagination clothed in flesh, you stop begging and start commanding. You do not force the flower to bloom. You simply assume spring is here and the bloom must come. Do not ask how. Do not watch the clock. Time itself bends to your state. It is not effort that moves mountains. It is inner certainty. And this certainty is not blind hope. It is the steady knowing that what you assume must come to pass. So you may wonder, how do I stand in this knowing when the senses scream the opposite? When the bank account is empty, when the body aches, when the phone does not ring, what then? I tell you, this is the test, the holy moment. This is where the one who knows steps into mastery. You shut your eyes to the visible and open them inward. You see with the eyes of spirit, not flesh. Neville once said, "Assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled and let it come to pass." The world is a mirror, forever reflecting what you are doing within yourself. So close your eyes now and imagine, if it were already done, how would you feel? How would your shoulders rest? How would your heart beat? What words would you say? What peace would you carry? Let the mind play there. Let the feeling bloom. The feeling is the secret. The feeling is the prayer. Not words repeated without life, but the living sense that it is already done. I want you to stand at the doorway of your own mind now. See yourself as the one for whom all things work together for good. See the obstacles melt. See the delays turn into divine redirection. And know, deeply, that the universe bends to your assumption. When you grasp this, you stop scratching at the mirror, hoping the reflection will smile first. You smile within, and life smiles back. So breathe with me now, and hear this truth echo deep in your spirit. Nothing is denied you, except that which you deny yourself through doubt. The world does not decide. You decide. You assume, and what you assume becomes. This is not arrogance. It is your divine inheritance. You are not here to strive, to chase, to struggle for scraps of goodness. You are here to remember who you are, the operant power, the imaginer, the author. If these words remind you of who you truly are, let this be the place you return to often. Subscribe now, so you never forget your power again. It is not effort that moves mountains. It is inner certainty. And this certainty is not blind hope. It is the steady knowing that what you assume must come to pass. So, you may wonder, how do I stand in this knowing when the senses scream the opposite? When the bank account is empty, when the body aches, when the phone does not ring, what then? I tell you, this is the test, the holy moment. This is where the one who knows steps into mastery. You shut your eyes to the visible and open them inward. You see with the eyes of spirit, not flesh. Neville once said, "Assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled and let it come to pass." The world is a mirror, forever reflecting what you are doing within yourself. So close your eyes now and imagine, if it were already done, how would you feel? How would your shoulders rest? How would your heart beat? What words would you say? What peace would you carry? Let the mind play there. Let the feeling bloom. The feeling is the secret. The feeling is the prayer. Not words repeated without life, but the living sense that it is already done. I want you to stand at the doorway of your own mind now. See yourself as the one for whom all things work together for good. See the obstacles melt. See the delays turn into divine redirection. And know, deeply, that the universe bends to your assumption. When you grasp this, you stop scratching at the mirror, hoping the reflection will smile first. You smile within, and life smiles back. So breathe with me now, and hear this truth echo deep in your spirit. Nothing is denied you, except that which you deny yourself through doubt. The world does not decide. You decide. You assume, and what you assume becomes. This is not arrogance. It is your divine inheritance. You are not here to strive, to chase, to struggle for scraps of goodness. You are here to remember who you are, the operant power, the imaginer, the author. Stay close to this truth. Let it grow roots in you. Subscribe and walk with me as we remember, again and again, that imagination creates reality. Now, anchor this truth deeper still. Do not let it drift away as mere words heard and forgotten. Write it, declare it, speak it into form. Wherever you are, I invite you now. Put these words below in the comments as your seal, your covenant with yourself. It's already done. Let it be your claim, your signature, your reminder to the world and to your own mind that you are the operant power. When you write it, you claim it. When you declare it, you embody it. So do not hesitate. Put it down now. It's already done. And watch how life responds to the one who knows. If you are ready to live from the end, to assume boldly, to create quietly, subscribe now. You belong here, where the unseen becomes seen. So you have spoken it. It's already done. Now do not let these words drift away like a feather in the wind. Fix them deep within you. Let them take root. For every time you declare it, every time you write it, you remind the law who is master. You are not hoping. You are knowing. You are not waiting. You are assuming. Neville once said, "Change your conception of yourself, and you will automatically change the world in which you live." When you shift within, life must shift without. This is law, not a wish, not chance. Law. Most people look at the mirror of life and beg the reflection to smile while they still frown inside. They check the bank account hoping to feel rich, when the feeling is what creates the wealth. They wait for love to knock, while their heart rehearses loneliness. And so, the mirror obeys. But I tell you, you are not here to plead with the mirror. You are here to change yourself, and the mirror must follow. When the old fear whispers, when the old story tries to return, you stand still and remember, it's already done. This is not make-believe. This is the true prayer. It is not begging. It is claiming. Neville once said, "Feeling is the secret." And that feeling, not the words, is what the world must obey. So if it were done now, if your prayer was answered, how would you feel when you wake in the morning? How would you walk to your door? What words would you speak when no one is listening? How would your inner voice talk to you? This is the secret few understand. When you live from the end, when you walk, speak, breathe as though the wish is fulfilled, the outer world must rearrange itself. When will it come? That is not your business. How will it come? That is not your concern. Your only task is to hold the state, to remain faithful, to sit at the center of the feeling and wear it like a second skin. Neville once said, "Faith is loyalty to the unseen reality." Your loyalty is not to the facts you see now, but to the truth you have assumed within. There was once a man who worried about everything. Each delay, each bill, each closed door, he took as a sign that he was unlucky, cursed, doomed to struggle. He came to Neville full of fear, and Neville once said, "You are faithful, but faithful to the wrong idea. Change your assumption." So the man did. He began to say quietly, "It's already done." He did not look for signs. He created them within. At first, nothing moved, but he did not waver. He did not beg. He assumed. And soon, the outer obeyed. The check came. The door opened. The peace returned. Not because he worked harder, but because he assumed wisely. So tonight I tell you, the difference between struggle and flow is not effort. It is assumption. Do not say, "When will it happen?" Say, "It has already happened." Do not ask, "How will it come?" Say, "It must come, for I have assumed it so." Your only work is to live from the end, not scratch at the mirror hoping for a new face. But wear the new face inside first. Neville once said, "The world is yourself pushed out." Do not marvel at this. Test it. When you pay a bill, do not shrink. Smile. Say inwardly, "This money circles back multiplied." When you meet a delay, say softly, "This too is part of it working out." When someone asks, "How are you?" do not answer as the beggar. Answer as the one who knows. Your lips may say little, but your spirit says, "It's already done." You do not have to tell the world loudly. You do not have to shout from rooftops. The secret grows best in silence. Your quiet certainty does more than 10,000 desperate prayers. This is the way. You shift inwardly and the outer must bend. Tonight, test it. Not tomorrow. Now. Pick one thing, small or large, and assume it done. Do not watch the clock. Do not scratch the mirror. Rest in the knowing. If you waver, return. If fear creeps in, say softly, "It's already done." For you do not beg for what is already yours. You do not knock at a door that is already open. You stand, you smile, you remember, and the world obeys. And if these words touch something deep within you, share this and subscribe. There is a quiet circle gathering here, a place for those who remember the law and live by it. And I remind you, this is not wishful thinking. This is law. You stand at the center of your world. What you accept within must become what you witness without. There are no exceptions to this, only persistence or neglect. It does not matter what the facts shout at you today. Facts are only shadows of former assumptions. Neville once said, "Your world is your consciousness objectified." If you want to change the world, you must first change what you accept as true inside you. So tonight, if you feel small, if you feel unworthy, if you feel the old story clinging to your shoulders, lay it down. Stand still. Close your eyes. Hear these words as your own. It's already done. You do not need permission. You do not need a sign. You do not need to beg the universe to move mountains. The mountains move when you stand as the one who knows they already have. Some will say this is arrogance. I tell you, this is alignment. You are aligning with the deepest truth, that your imagination is God, and what you imagine with feeling must come to pass. Neville once said, "To be conscious of being poor while praying for riches is to be rewarded with that which you are conscious of being, poverty." You cannot stand in lack and expect wealth to flood in. You must stand in wealth within, and then watch the mirror bend. So let this be your secret practice. Walk your home as though you are already living in abundance. Touch your pockets as though they overflow. Sit in silence and feel the relief that it is done. When you pay for your needs, say inwardly, "This circles back to me tenfold." When you look at your reflection, smile. Say softly, "You have done well. It's already done." The outer world cannot help but follow the tone you hold within. If ever you waver, return. If fear whispers, smile and answer it. Thank you for reminding me. It's already done. If the senses try to prove you wrong, thank them too, for they show only the past, never the seed you just planted. Neville once said, "All you can possibly need or desire is already yours." You need no helper to give it to you. It is yours now. So do not wait for evidence. Create the evidence. Hold it first within and let life catch up. If these words remind you of what you are, let this be the place you return to. Subscribe now, and walk with me each time you need to remember your power. Together, we stand in this truth. Imagination creates reality. Now breathe deeply. Picture one thing you long for: money, love, health, peace, and see yourself on the other side of it. Do not see it coming. See it here now. If your mind tries to say, "How?" smile. The how is not your concern. The end is your concern, and the end is yours to claim. Hold it like treasure in your chest. Let it shape your thoughts, your steps, your conversations. When you wake tomorrow, rise as the one who knows. When you speak, speak as the one who has. When you give, give as the one who overflows. This is not pretending. This is mastery. You are not tricking the universe. You are instructing it. The law is simple, but it demands loyalty. Loyalty not to the noise of the senses, but to the quiet, knowing within. When the world tells you no, you whisper yes inside. When the door closes, you stand at the door within you that never shuts. And when you see the proof appear, as it must, do not marvel. Simply smile and say, "Of course. It's already done." If your friends doubt you, bless them. If the facts mock you, bless them too. They are only reminders that your inner world is stronger than all appearances. Neville once said, "Be careful of your moods and feelings, for there is an unbroken connection between your feelings and your visible world." Guard your feeling. It is the bridge from the unseen to the seen. When you feel doubt rising like a tide, anchor yourself again in the feeling of relief. Relief that it is done. Relief that you do not need to fight for what is already yours. Each day, remind yourself gently, "It's already done." These words are your key, your sword, your shield. You're not here to chase signs. You're here to create them, and they come quietly, not forced by worry, but called forth by your calm certainty. So stay in this knowing. Let it shape your nights and your mornings. Let it shape your silence and your speech. If you ever wonder if this path works, look back on your life. See the things that once seemed to fall apart, yet turned out to be perfect turns. See the delays that became protection. See the loss that made room for the blessing. This is how the law works. The unseen orchestrates all things for your highest good, if you will stand loyal to your end. So stand now, in this quiet knowing. Declare again, "It's already done." So now, You stand at the quiet edge of this truth. You know, beyond doubt, that what you assume, you live. No one decides for you. No force withholds from you. It is done unto you as you believe. This is law. Neville once said, "Take no thought for tomorrow." Why? Because worry is faith in what you do not want. Fear is prayer in reverse. Every moment you return to the state, you cancel the old prayer and plant the seed anew. So tonight, do not ask how. Do not look at the clock. Do not scratch the mirror. Stand still in your knowing. It's already done. Test this, not tomorrow, but now. Pick one small thing, a message, a call, a gift. Close your eyes. See it done. Feel the relief as though you already hold it in your hand. Breathe out and rest in the feeling. Do not chase signs. Let signs chase you. You do not push the river. You stand at the bank and trust the current. Neville once said, "All you can possibly need or desire is already yours." You do not beg for what is already yours. You accept it. And life must match your acceptance. So when doubt knocks, answer it softly. It's already done. When the facts bark at you like old dogs, smile, bless them, and walk on by. They are only echoes of the past. You are living from the future you have chosen. And if you forget, remember again. If you slip, return again. You do not need perfection. You need persistence. If these words steady you, let them stay near. Subscribe now. Come back when the world feels loud. Together we stand at the center of the same quiet knowing. Imagination creates reality. So from this moment, live from the end. Walk lightly. Speak gently. Hold the feeling as your secret wealth. And when the proof appears, and it will, do not marvel. Only nod inwardly and say, "Of course, it's already done." You are not here to chase life. You are here to shape it, not to fight facts, but to replace them, not to react but to assume. This is the truth. You are the dreamer, the author, the cause. What you accept within, you will meet without. So go, softly, certainly, and let the world mirror you well. Neville once said, "Dare to believe in the reality of your assumption, and watch the world play its part to fulfill it. It always has. It always will. It's already done." I hope you enjoyed this video. See you in the next one.